move this window over here. Do myself the favor and stretch. Turn on the light. Oh my fucking. God damn, I fucking nicked my shit. I will say that at some point during this game, I'm gonna have to take like a 30-ish minute break to like complete homework. So I'm just gonna say that for my boys.
Good.
Damn.
Yeah, that's fair. I get it.
No. Yes, Alfred. Alfred.
Let's fucking go.
It's never justified.
Dude,
how
I just
fucking
love how fucking hard he swings, man.
It's never justified.
He just swings so fucking hard, bro. Like, whoever did that thing just slammed the fuck out of the desk. I was like, oh, this is good. That's a good sound effect.
Yo, spooky! Did you see the title update?
I know, we get Volcana.
Nah, I don't give a shit about Velcana. Layered weapons.
Yeah. Fucking goated, bro. Finally, they're gonna add something that's been needed for the game for a while now. Yo, is that Smog?
Yeah, pretty much. I need to get there, bro. The safe is right there. Fuck off.
Go around him. Go around him.
That's okay, man. No worries.
Oh, there you go.
Was there not another save that you passed 504?
Yeah, but they're not safe. This one is safe.
Okay.
Quote unquote safe as he gets threatened.
Kill the crow.
There you go.
Did they
Not-
really? Dude, they get fucking Valstrax Affliction, bro. We're not gonna be able to beat it, man.
What? Why? I hate affliction.
Post that.
We haven't even gotten to Affliction yet, bro.
Oh, I thought that was like the Gormagala like status effect.
No, it's the vampire bitch one.
Oh.
Alright. I'm just gonna go down the list. Alright. I will say that this session in particular, I will say, as much as we all dick around from time to time, I would advise a certain level of caution and perhaps take this game with a little bit more seriousness than our other games previously. This game this session, more importantly, will involve the themes of this game, which is just trial and error for the most part, and also how ultimately the party, figures itself out. With that, let's get right into the thing of things. I'm gonna turn down this shit a little bit.
Oh, fuck, that scared me. Oh.
Wake that ass up, samurai. We got a city to burn. But anyways, Bees, now that you're awake and I know you're here, how you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man.
That's good. That's good.
Mud, how you doing?
Alright.
It's good to hear, man. I'm glad you're doing all right. Spooky, how you doing?
I'm chilling.
I'm happy to know you're chilling, man. Nick, how you doing?
I'm chilling.
Glad to hear you're chilling. Potato, how you chilling? I knew just me, or did you just get so far away?
I had dinner.
You had dinner? Oh, okay. My bad. Hope dinner was good, though. And last, certainly not, but least, Cat, how you been, my friend?
I'm doing fairly well. I prepared myself mentally for tonight's game by playing Fear and Hunger. but I think I am perfectly numb and filled with despair.
Maybe
I
not.
have a complaint.
What's your complaint?
You said that Cat was last, but certainly not least. But he's not last because you haven't told us how you're doing, Zaki.
Oh,
The ultimate counter.
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking, Mud. I got a lot planned this session, and I think for some of you'll get answers to the questions that you didn't know you had, but others who have more long-suited interest or things that they seemingly had answers to. Some of it might be answered this session. But before that, before we kick off today's session, who would like to give the recap? As to whoever who does it, I have something in mind for them.
Something good?
If no one else does, I'll do it. Okay, I'm going.
Okay,
Hop
with
off.
Nick doing it.
I feel like
so-
Nick wants to do it.
I do. Because no one else said anything.
Do you want me to do it, Nick?
No,
I like to
you
give
know what?
other
Said he's
people a
gonna do
chance
it.
these
Do it.
days.
And now I'm confused who's doing it.
Do it. Let Nick do it.
Okay.
You gremlin? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, shut the fuck
That's-
up.
I'm sorry. I'm
Do it,
sorry.
bitch.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Shut up.
Let's see. Last session, we were on the little X next to Chasen Bend. We were going to help check out the Chappas, deal with that situation because we were going to fight some wolves. The squad, which was mainly just Arthur, Aletta, Jester, Noida, Cow, and Aiden, the boys, all teamed up, and we found that there was some tracks of these big feet going somewhere, as well as some blood. So we're like, those are some big footprints. They might be the wolves. So we went to go check it out, and we immediately smelled this horrible smell of flesh and rotting shit, and it was like, oh, good heavens. I think Cow puked at one point and got poisoned for a little bit.
Yep.
So we had to sit down and like help her out until she got a little bit better to keep going. We found that there was this giant, like, abomination of like this weird, deformed beast with a bunch of like pus and bloated shit and everything. It was disgusting, and it was killing quite a few things. We saw that, and Jester heard that somebody was in trouble, and we passed down the line the Choppa hat, where we heard it's just water. So we recognized that these motherfuckers are Choppas, bro. These tall ass things, which is not good at all. The squad basically, we decided to split up, where Jester was like, I need to go help people since you won't, Arthur, because you're a bitch. And he walked away, and he split the party, even though we shouldn't have done that. Besides the point, the rest of the team continued moving forward. We came across this large road that was split in two. It was kind of iffy out here and there because I wasn't really too focused on Jester's, I'm going to be honest. But he met this old man, and there was this halfling fella that was like trapped. And he was talking to one of the large chappas, or as we learned that we found out were dappas. Basically the old man was like, hey, do you want to live? Do you want to get out of here? Then listen to me. Do this plan. We'll get out of here alive. And Jester was like, why, bro? Why? Meanwhile, the other team, we were struggling to climb over this log. And then Arthur and Aletta, being righteous, were like, frontline friends. And we charged him head on. Little did we know that was our greatest mistake. We charged him, and we got into a fight with, I think, 3 or 4 of these motherfuckers at first.
3 at first.
And Jester and the other 2 joined. We found out that the other 2 was named, the old man was called Sign, and the other was Jordy, and that was Potato's cameo for the night. They were like, kind of like Rick and Morty. I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of funky like
Wow,
that,
really?
that chemistry. Yeah, we fought and fought and fought, and there was this like thing. It was like a nest where more of them kept coming out, and there was a tree on the top, and we kept fighting them. I think Jester went down like twice. Aletta went down once. Noida was throwing spells. At some point, Arthur managed to get his flail to work again, and he started picking up with damage. It was a really long and hard fight, but then we saw these wolves that were showing up that were like frost and stuff, and the area was getting colder and colder. And so basically this big, like fucking blood-looking guy with a huge great sword, this huge beast was like, aim for the tree. And he started going fucking crazy on these guys with us. Also, by the way, the Dappas, one hit crit as a reaction, and you're down. You're just down. You can't survive. That's that.
Happened twice that fight.
Don't forget,
Jester.
don't forget. Also, they can reaction attack you.
Yeah,
That's what he
Oh
said.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's on
Yeah.
the reaction that they can fucking one-shot you.
But Beast is right. And Jester went down. Afterwards, we managed to win the fight with the help of Jordy and Sign and this like beast guy. You had to set the tree ablaze and shit, and then everything got super dark. And then I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm gonna be honest, I blanked out. But we won the fight. The fog cleared. Got some healing spells in. Everybody was like fucked. We used a lot of our stuff, and we talked to the wolf and we're like, "Hey man, what's your business? We're here to talk to wolves." And he's like, "What do you want with wolves? I'm dark and mysterious and tall." And we're like, okay. So the wolves and chappas are a thing, right? And basically he goes on to explain, so I can cut time here because I'm not actually going to explain most of it. Spooky is explicitly, and I believe him, he thinks that the chappas are Bill Cosby, and they're fucking like with other races, and they're making these weird variants and shit. And I'm really nervous about the butterflies and the ants. I'm gonna be real, dude. It's really it makes me nervous. These were wolves. Oh no. We explained it. Basically, the Chappas dumped these guys here. Our wolf guy, Ragnolf, is like, "Look, man, I'm just fighting for my land." And we try to talk to him, and we're like, and Mud brings up like the fact that, hey, the same thing happened to the druids over by fucking the forest nearby, so why not just pack up and leave? And he's like, I can't do that. I have an obligation. And we're like, okay. So we talk for a little bit about some stuff. We learn a few things, and then afterwards we kind of just say farewell because we didn't really change his mind at all. Even though, I mean, I feel like that Zarky and Spo should have given it to him. I'm gonna keep it a stack. But
it did some things.
because he did make a really good point. Outside of that, after the conversation was finished, basically he teleported the entire party to fucking mid landing for free, straight up. He just one and done, and that was kind of where he ended it off for the night. Oh, and also Nueda got to pet him too, which was really surprising because he probably would have one tapped her if not.
Let's go.
And that is, I mean, I remember more, but I'm saving it for time. That's all I remember.
Would anyone like to add anything?
I feel like he got most of it. I think he did miss that Ragnolf said he would try to convince the wolf people to move on, and that as long as the area was safe, they would be moving on regardless. So he didn't just say "fuck you, die." He actually managed to get us away.
I said, "Fuck you, bitch."
All right. And
Other than that, he just said not to trust people based on looks, and that the Choppas were kind of fucked up, and essentially just be paranoid. He also told us about where he was from. He was the wolf people are from the north. I can't remember. Let me check the map. Up by Wolfband, like in those mountains there. That's where they mostly live. But he got exiled, which is why he just roams around. And he kind of just, even though he's exiled, he goes around and tries to make sure that the wolves are safe, regardless.
all right.
Also, when we got to mid landing, we saw mushroom people.
Yeah.
Mushroom Dan.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those guys.
Sure, girl.
Could it be?
Don't bring her up.
Don't. Potato gets introduced as soon as mushrooms are here. Everyone, fucking buckle up.
And
Bring her up.
is anyone else gonna add anything? I didn't realize that, but that's kind of funny. That's on. Wait, the tummy couldn't. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh fuck, man! Oh, that's really funny. Would anyone like to add anything? Otherwise, we're just gonna jump right back into it.
No, that's it.
All right. And let me swap the music over for a little bit, real quick.
Had to change mouse again.
Give me 1 second. Cool. Let's do this.
You're cool.
And tying back to where we last left off, all of you said your goodbyes, and for only what appeared to be a brief moment, a brief walk within a winter's wind, all of you have said your goodbyes to the wolf man as he takes off and walks somewhere else into this roaring blizzard. Now all of you find yourselves, and some of you, to the familiar forestry of the settlement of Mid-Landing, and you are only about 100 feet away, and you can see the outcroppings of people moving about. Most interesting enough, these funganoid people with this heads of mushrooms and all sorts of fungus seemingly to be growing unnaturalistically and twisting all around the settlement. There is lively sentiments in the air, and the people do not take much mind. As you can see, people coming past all of you, entering into the settlement. It's almost as if a small blockade has entered and set up from the perimeter of this town. From what you can tell, they just seems to have taken up the roles of guardsmen, and you can see people are being slowly shuttled in and outwards. There is only brief bits of conversation between entry people and then the myconoid beings, but for the most part, everything is as expected. Different. And most noticeably enough, this area, just by viewing a few outsiders, perhaps some people you might recognize, to you, Aletta, there seems to be a rejuvenation. And at least looking in the very few moments of just the people walking around, it is night and day difference from the atmosphere you were left and would have expected 2 weeks ago. Roughly 2 weeks ago. As I assume all of you make entry into the town, all around you can see more people, more of these mushroom people. You can see them in small little platoons, and you can see others firmly, seemingly being planted all around this village. People moving past them, tradesmen narrowly able to stir their tradesmen and merchants narrowly able to stir their wagons away from them. But what you all notice is that this area seems to be covered in grass and moss. All around where you walk, these once cobbled and perhaps paved streets are now being reduced to more simpler, more primitive streets, as dirt has begun to uproot. There's a couple vines and more foliage that seems to have been nestled within here. But I will say, of the people entering this place, you see a familiar old gnome. As on the line, and as all of you make your way to enter slowly, you see only a person or two ahead of you. You see the old gnome you would recognize as Old Man Radigan.
Oh, and it's also the second time we've seen the mushrooms, right? Because they were helping evacuate the druids as well.
Yeah, they. Yep.
Wow.
They were actually pretty cool.
They were pretty cool. Wait, this is just a lore question for out of character.
Yeah.
Were they a part of the Bitterbones children, or no?
From what
Because you mentioned them.
From what you can safely
No, this is
assume,
for out of
and the knowledge given to you by Nana, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we were there, it was mentioned that the Bitterbones children were helping them pack, essentially.
Gotcha. Right.
It's two conflicting like factions with different ideologies, but considering the necessary functions that each one's serve, they're helping each other out, and that's why they were leading.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right, and tying back into the game, you can see the line moves and buckles slowly, fluctuating in. Oh my God, cat! And you can see the old gnome speak up.
Oh my goodness! Is that? Oh. No, I did.
Oh hey!
Character.
Hey! You fucking kids!
It's Old Man Radigan. Oh my gosh!
Hey! Hey! Forget the voice.
See, Arthur looks over. He lifts his visor up.
That's about right, and he just switches whenever he speaks Nomish.
Yeah. Hey! How you doing, kids?
Radigan.
Hi!
Good day, fella.
Hello, Oleta. It's nice to meet you.
I didn't think I would be seeing you at Midlander.
Well, I've kind of been assigned here. At least from the Golden Grove. Mm.
Does anyone else know what they're saying, perchance?
I haven't a clue.
Saying that he was assigned here.
Oh, well, my purpose was, even though I am a meager gnome myself, I am still a shepherd of at least that grove, and personally, I don't really trust these people. And he just points towards the mushroom people. I don't really trust them, per se. So, at least to carry out what they promise to do, from what I understand. I'm just here to make sure everything is as normal as it can be. I mean...
What is happening here? I really didn't expect to see this.
Oh. We received, or at least from the roots of Mana, as we were being escorted out, we detected, or at least from Mana, there was a disturbance that whatever was happening near Angelwood in our settlement was infecting the land around it. So, considering that, well, we are in roughly always been good standing with Midlanding, and they've always been accepting of our cultures, the Gifted Grove, well, we couldn't send reinforcements, so we have tasked the Bitterbones children to do stuff for us. At least now. And I'm just making sure that they don't do it. Plus, I've always wanted to travel a little bit. The Grove got a bit boring.
Well, certainly, this is travel.
I got it, kids!
From what I understand, I believe he sounds a bit, conflicted.
You shut up!
Upset.
You shut up! I'm here with a purpose. I'm here to save your ass, and his ass, and his ass, and his ass. I'm pointing
Alright,
towards
good
people
fellow, I
on the
did not
line.
mean any quarrel with you.
Yeah, I bet you didn't.
He's here to help the Bitterbones children settle in.
Correct! Hey, can you tell them I apologize for my accent? I really don't speak to common tongue. The last interactions I've had with... I believe it was an old man walking through the forest. He was gibbering. I think he might have been mad. But I was able to strike up a conversation with him. He was wounded, but a little bit of a conversation happened, and I learned a little bit of your language, and also some of your customs, and I don't think it ends well.
Okay. He wishes to apologize for his accent. It might come off as abrasive.
Fuck you!
Okay,
Oh.
all right. This
Not
bad.
everyone is as influent in
He says he
common.
learned it from a wounded old man. So
The line slowly shifts some more until you can see you and the party, and followed by Radigan, are roughly 5 people away from entering.
So I believe I've blanked out for a moment. Are we waiting in line to get inside?
It seems to be what you can't see. Look, open your eyes. There's people right there. Yeah.
It was just a question, good fellow.
And I gave you an answer. Why are you taking it so personal, kid?
He just kind of looks over at him. He like points a, and he looks over at Aletta like,
she just shrugs.
And he's just gonna sit there and just awkwardly huff.
Anyway, I do believe my tired bones are catching up with me. Let's get inside as quick as possible.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe.
I'm tired. I can't use the dreadful language. Maybe you should go inside when this is over and perhaps, I don't know, find a tavern or inn. You all look like you've seen much.
That's built different.
If that is the case, I think it would be wise. But I think we might have a meeting. I'll have to see.
I best you good luck in your business. And eventually the line pushes past and you can see
You as well.
Radigan.
Thank you for helping.
He nods towards you. And eventually the line just goes forward a little bit. You can see Radigan just... You can see rather than switch to common, you can continues off in gnomish. You can see the mushroom man next to him just gives him a nod. He essentially states his name, his purpose, his reason for being here. And he asks him, has he been afflicted by whatever... So, illness. And eventually he shakes his head no, and he's like, move along, and he goes inside. Until finally all of you are greeted to a 6-foot mushroom-noid person, all sorts of vines and roots growing on either side of him. And you can see firmly on his hip, you can see would be a wooden sword, a small little buckler onto the side, and his foot seems to be firmly planted towards the ground. Hello, how are you, all of you?
Hey, we've seen better days. Can we please get inside?
Yeah,
Yes, please.
I'm here to do a little wellness check. Are all of you feeling fine? Are any of you wounded? Needed
No.
food, rest, a place to stay for the couple nights?
Yes to all of the above.
All this sort.
I give a thumbs up.
Well, oh boy. If that's the case, then there's a tavern not too far from here. I forget the name. What is it? George, do you know the name? And you can see another myconoid walk towards him. Again, large, like mushroom people just.
Character. It
slowly
was
walk-
I think it was the White Wolf Tavern. I honestly can't
Oh,
remember.
I know. It's just a different one.
No, I know. I just. What was it called?
It is at an inn called the White Wolf.
Yeah,
I
got it.
what was it called?
I believe you're talking about the White Wolf Tavern.
No,
That's
no,
where we had it.
that tavern's been actually closed up for a little bit. It's only accepting private audiences and those who just want to laugh.
I see.
Most, truth be told with you, friend, most taverns here have been. Some of them have been turned into safe houses and places of respite for our folks and our kind to dwell here. And others are just seem to go about business as normal. If you want immediate relief and if you are dearly in distress, I can take you there myself. But you should probably go to the Foam Trout. I think that was a pub. The Foamy Trout? Yeah. It's got the symbol of a little fish hanging over it. There it's been converted and perhaps you might find one of our finest, at least, priests to help you out. They don't care much about your religion or your standing. If you have any oaths or customs or traditions, we only wish to help you and starve off an ill-omened fate. Does that sound good?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Sounds
sure.
exquisite, good dear.
And lastly, for security measures, are any of you royalty or nobility? We've been having a issue as of late.
What kind of issue?
There seems to be a group of I don't know. There was a ruffian not too long ago. A couple of him and this large militia of men carrying several wagons and offering all sorts of goods to the people. That some of them who were, let's just say, more desperate accepted them and easily bought into his words, but from what I can tell, he's nothing more than a charlatan. I forget his name, but he was a big, bolsterous man, a large size, roughly 6 foot tall, balded, very, very ugly, despite, even just, very ugly man.
I know the type.
He was claiming to looking for people to help him, but ultimately his exposition, I think he was from the castle city to the south. Something about his clothing and the men with him seemed familiar, but I think he was going northward. I don't know. But he did say...
south, going even further north than here.
To my knowledge, he is going to Fallaloft. I think he was some sort of diplomat from... George, what's the castle city next to us? I think that's Alkenburg, yeah? Oh, thanks, George.
Alkenburg.
I'm not sure. It was 2 weeks ago. He get something about the world, friends, and he just stops himself. The world we live in is scary, and I know my appearance might be unsettling, but trust you, we mean you no harm. We simply just want to help you. And besides, if all of you people living in this forest, or at least this town, were to go out, it has been here so long that I think even nature itself would find it somewhat unsavory. But again, if any of you are royalty, it's best to keep that hidden, or at the very least, make your alias or your titles that you might use, at the very least, keep that to a minimum. Any questions?
That'll be a problem.
None that I can think of.
Welcome to Midlanding. And if you are going to the Formy Tout, please go straight and you'll see a large bouquet of just foam and mushrooms. And you will see our captain, and we've been informed that he's not the most easiest sight on the eyes, and a lot of people are intimidating. But please note that he is an extension of the Force itself. And despite his experience, or what he might look like on the external sense, he is a good, strong man. And he will give you no harm, so long as you cause none to all of us. Other than that, you can see the spread part. Welcome to Midlanding, and all of you are ushered inside.
Thank you. We going, we ballin'.
We ball.
As all of you make your way into Midlanding, again, this area is different. You can see mushroom people of all sorts walking in. Merchants seemingly being a little bit perturbed, but some have freely opened and accepted these people and are beginning to sell goods, trinkets, all sorts of material possessions toward them. Business here seems to be thriving, and for the most part, you all notice the distinct sensation that as you walk, there's moss and grass that seems to move all over your feet, and as you walk, despite it being somewhat unfirm, your very foot seems to be unsettling the earth. All of that seems to quickly reform over, and it's almost as if this carpeted moss forms as every step you make. Any naked patch that your foot might bring up, any dirt that we might have hooked onto your boots or your shoes, is gently wiped off, and it's formed right back and molded into the earth once more. But to one of you, you can hear the ever loud ringing of a hammer striking hot metal. Ting! Ting! Vigorously, and it seems to be spreading loudly, as despite this place being a little bit big, you can hear the vigorous pounding of metal. Ting! 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 In the distance.
Changing course.
Let's go.
I'll follow.
I'll follow as well.
Dad,
Interesting. Where
I need a forge
For rocket stone.
Rocket stone.
Fucking stone. Sorry.
And as all of you walk, your path is familiar, despite the streets being a little bit more jumbled up. More people here, obviously, and the terrain, it seems to be unsettled, and some of the buildings themselves seems to be transformed by the earth itself. It looks like as if little bits of mud and vinery thrown over old buildings, and despite this, they don't seem to be dirty, or despite the externals. Looking inside of them, or just as you walk by, there's people laughing, enjoying pleasant conversation, trade all around you, craftsmen attending to their works. And more importantly, as all of you slowly make it by, you get an unnerving feeling as all of you turn and you see a large towering figure standing at roughly 12 feet tall with a large mushroom cap on his hat as a head. And even on seeing him this tall, it gives you a very uncomfortable feeling. He has a large flowing sort of coat attached next to him, and as you walk nearest to him, you see he bats you an eye of a moment, staring at each one of you. As if you would look in NPC chat, you see this large, boisterous of a man take a few meager looks at all of you, and you can see other myconoid and mushroom people turn and look towards you, and they eagerly mush you aside and to keep going. But you see this person.
Yo.
Okay, no, yeah, he is intimidating. They were right.
Oh my god.
That man's got that dog in
Oh,
him.
the toads at war.
I was down.
Yeah.
These fuckers take our land! Right out, right!
His robes seem to be flowing, and he does not quite seem to fit the absolute bulk. As you can see more clearly, more flesh than mushroom or fungus growing over him. This seems to be more of this living armor, as you can see mushrooms bellowing out. Him at his hand, slowly bellowing this pungent odor. But it's slowly bellowing out, and he's like, all of you, get to your positions. I will not have blood spilled. Today, tomorrow, or ever. Get to work. Yes, sir. Yes. And other mushroom people just keep moving away. And he side glances all of you. And he looks at you and he gives all of you a nod, and he just keeps walking. And as he walks, mushrooms, and almost as if the grass that seemed to have taken over the road dies and completely wilts away around him permanently, not as easily growing back as others. And even as it grows back, there is implants to where everywhere he walked, as you just pass by him.
I would hazard a guess that that's the captain.
Potentially. I do admire that sword of his.
He's remarkably thick-set.
I think he was right in his description of him.
It's like Arthur. No, not quite. But way scarier.
Arthur's pretty scary.
Well, you see, he just kind of goes. He crosses his arms.
Well, I don't think Arthur is that intimidating. That guy's not to mention, no offense to you, Arthur, but he seems to be more square. You seem to be like a pear, honestly. You're not really top heavy. You seem to be more curvy in the bottom.
I will say, I
next
do
time
agree.
you see a bandit, put yourself in their shoes when he whips out that flail.
You know, a good strategy that I once had against a small fellow was walking up to him and simply sitting on him.
I think you would have killed him.
Crushing bones.
Oh no, it was fine. It
and
was strong
skulls
enough.
alike.
And this was without my armor.
Well, I mean, if it works.
Anyhow, Aletta, where were you heading to precisely?
I'm heading to my father's place.
Do you wish to go alone? Or do you want company?
You can come along if you wish. I don't mind.
Well,
See, Arthur just gives us a small nod.
Okay. I'll see. I am searching for a couple of equipment and items. So if I have time, I will.
I'm gonna be repairing my armor, so.
Is that so? Do you wish for me to repair it for you?
I think I've got it.
Okay.
And I'll continue going.
And moving right along,
Follow.
this guy, the sight of this long, towering beast of a man just slowly becomes a shadow, but one that is always present, one that you feel. His presence so always seemingly to invoke you. Him only being like 200 feet out now, you can still feel him watching over you. Regardless, all of you make it to what appears to be a familiar blacksmith table, or a familiar shop to some of you. And see, you can see working outside immediately, you can see the apprentice just currently sharpening a sword on some sort of whetstone. Alright, maybe if I don't... And you'd see a large rock spinning up. And you know the little, I don't know what it's called, but it's the thing, the large stone in Skyrim, you can imagine he's like doing it.
Grindstone.
The grindstone, yes, thank you. The grindstone really slowly ramping up. And he's got it to the edge. Like, maybe I won't cut myself this time. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Fuck! And you can see the sword hits the ground. And you can see he cuts himself and he like licks his finger. And he looks up at all of you. Oh! Hey, how can I help you?
Hello.
Hi.
Is the question-
I need to be going inside. You're supposed to wear gloves, by the way. That's why.
Nah, I feel like gloves only slow me down. I don't know. I can't get a good grip on it. You know, it's something wrong. I like using my hands, but
Do they slow you down more than you dropping the sword and cutting yourself?
hey, I've only done this like 2-3 times now, and honestly, the swords I've sharpened aren't that bad. And he points over. You can see four swords. And give me a quick investigation check, please.
Investigation? Okay.
No, if you cut your hands enough, you're eventually gonna grow immune to it.
See, that's what I was
Please don't
thinking.
encourage his behavior.
That's not fully true.
And you can consider like that, or you could use your tool proficiency for your fucking kit, whatever's higher.
They're probably really bad.
Tool proficiency? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 12? You can just tell, even just a meager glance at it, his work is very crude. He has sullied these weapons more than he has sharpened them. The edges seem to have, if anything, they have these grooves, these awkward little grooves, and they've been, like, impacted inwards. It seems like it's more likely that this weapon would get sooner stuck as it slashes its way in there.
Shit.
It would get stuck into the target rather than making a nice slice in either direction.
What did he do to it, man?
These swords are pretty much worthless. You're
No.
not going to sell
The old man said I could, he said these were my tryouts. These weren't sell anyway, so he's letting me see if I can do something with them.
Okay, well, next time, use gloves. And also, maybe you want to stop impacting the edge of the blade so much.
No. See, I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Cause like, you and the old man say the exact same thing. Maybe put on gloves. You're gonna hurt yourself. This is the last time. I'll send you to the streets. This is the last time I'm giving you a chance. And I'm like, old man, relax. There's gotta be other unconventional methods, right? That might not seem the best, but they work, and that's what I'm trying to explore. And so far,
Have you found any unconventional methods that work yet?
Not quite, but I think I'm on the edge of progress. The old man's been less than supportive, though. Speaking of, you seem familiar, right? Weren't you here not too long ago? All of you.
Yes.
Oh, you're the old man's daughter. Yeah. Yeah. I got good news for you. And you're like,
I can't believe you remembered.
I know people who just kind of barge in just from time to time. Ooh.
Yeah, so if you'll excuse me.
Yeah, he's in the back. And as you enter, all of you slowly funneling in one at a time. The shop has gotten a little bit bigger since you last expected it. A lot of it has been hollowed out and gutted and has been replaced with more refurbished equipment and tools. What would have been in like a small wooden shack that some of you would have remembered it to be has been replaced with stone in some areas. Some needing to be exchanged, right? And some are slowly under the process of, renovation and small improvements. But it is certainly a step in the right direction. And you can see, even just behind the front desk, a couple weapons laid out either side, each one neatly stacked in a row. And behind the door leading to the back, you can hear the sounds of someone coughing. We got this! Ding! Ding! And he's striking with ferocity and force, and until you hear a large and you hear sounds of a large rumble and a small explosion.
What the hell is going on?
And you can see,
Find out.
in a letter, you can see your dad.
Either way.
He fucking runs to the front. Everybody out! Everybody! You can see
Oh my.
this black fog, this black smoke just slowly billowing up from the back room.
I
Everybody!
start backing up immediately. I don't.
Yeah, I'm backing up too.
I don't fucking gases, bro.
What's happening now?
I think we should just hear him out for now.
Back up.
I agree.
Hopefully that's just black smoke.
Is anyone in there?
Good
Wait,
question.
how did you even manage that?
And then you can see coming out, you can see a small goblin man like,
Oh, I'm sorry about the forge. See, I just needed to reach the 200 Kelvin and... Oh, hey guys, you're back.
and you can see Georgie pop out.
Huh.
Damn goblin almost got me killed. I
Do you
told
make
you.
a habit of ruining people's forges?
It's not ruined per se. It's just different. Besides, it's all right. It's gonna be fun. Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? Oh,
You can see he's about to give you a high five, and he looks at your hand, Aiden. And he looks at you.
I just stare at him with like a glossy 1,000-yard stare.
oh. Well,
I put my mechanical hand up a little bit to high five him.
He high fives yours, and like the force of his like kind of bends yours a bit, but he's like,
oh, sorry.
Thanks.
"Get out of here, goblin! You've had enough fun. Get out of here. I have guests over. Leave."
All right, I'll be back tomorrow.
Like hell you will.
Bye.
Georgie makes his little way out.
Georgie's crack.
And slowly you can see flittering out from the smoke. It's slowly just like the air around it slowly dissipating. You can see the same familiar fairy now visible to all of you, and you can see gusts of air just slowly coming in and slowly bringing the smog out. Before it lands on top of your father's head. "Thanks, girl. You've been helpful." And she gives it a little nod and gives him a little bow. Aletta, how you been? All of you, how you been?
I've been fine. How are you?
Better. A lot better.
You're walking.
I'm working. I don't know what happened, but I feel a lot better. Strange, though. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. The day you left, I felt bad, and one day, all of you sit down. Come on, please. Let me let me get some stools.
I
I sit on the ground.
with my heavy armor, and I just kind of sit against the wall, like, nah, I'm not
taking
gonna
off
break
my
a stool.
armor. I'm not doing it. The armor needs to be repaired. I'm taking it off.
I'm sitting down crisscross applesauce like a child.
Like
And you
Yeah, you know.
Nope.
Slowly but shortly, you can see he gets back a little bit of wooden stool, slowly slides in, like, oh, don't sit on the ground. If you, especially with these weird things moving, and you wouldn't, if you know what I know, you want to stand up. He gives you the stool.
Is there something? Okay, I'm gonna sit on the stool.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks.
So what's been happening? You're walking, working. I assume everything's better.
well, and before he gets a chance to speak, Aletta, and all of you who were here previously, this man is noticeably different. Despite his advanced age, Aletta, he looks younger, perhaps 20 years younger. You can see that where some salt was there is more color in his hair. His beard is fuller, and it seems to be vibrant and blazing. Where he was beginning to experience muscle atrophy or general muscle loss, his body seems to be reinvigorated, reinstored, and you can see that there is more and more definition with his body, and he seems to be a lot like the person you remembered as a kid. A lot different, but he seems to be in strong working order. And as he gets to speak, well, number one, I owe this one here my life. And he points over towards the little fairy and opens up a finger and a hand, and she sits down. She, well, the day after you left, I couldn't get out. Couldn't eat much. Couldn't really leave. I thought I was dead. But no. Something happened. I was in this weird state. I couldn't stomach anything, and I mostly slept for days, and I had these weird dreams. Real weird ones, like, I don't know. And then he, like, turns primarily facing everyone. Have any of you felt like you've, what's it called? You've been here you've experienced the same thing, like you experienced yesterday's events as if it were today.
Yes.
But
I believe I understand what you're getting at.
I kept getting weird dreams. I'm not the only one who had them. When they passed, I walked around. I asked around with a couple of our neighbors, Aletta, you know them. Same thing. But for whatever reason, I heard a scream. And something loud, something roared, and I don't know. They stopped coming, and I didn't feel better, but I could at least move. I felt sick as a dog. And these things started showing up, the things from the forest, let's say that. There was a woman. I couldn't have the strength to fight them. They came inside my shop. This little one over here showed herself to me, finally, and when I grabbed the nearest thing I had, he mentions a little dagger at his waist. She drove them off. She thinks she wanted me to stop. And they picked me up. They dragged me to this place. It looked like an old inn, and from there, I saw a lot of them. All sorts of them. These mushroom people.
Right, we're acquainted somewhat.
And one of them, she I don't know. She did something to me. But that didn't. I didn't feel anything. She did something to me, and I went to. They did a rehab. I couldn't walk at that point. I had to relearn to walk, move around, and she said things would get better. Just I have to trust the process, and it did. But I didn't think it would give me all this. And he looks down. And he looks at himself, and They showed me something. The lady, when she did something to me, I saw a large tree. I think it's still there. It's in middle of the town. A tree sprouted up. God knows when. But quickly after all of you left. A tree sprouted here and it started giving weird fruit. Or something, I don't know. She used whatever was there, and this woman, she used it to help us, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
So maybe it did work, I guess. Well, we're thankful for all of them, aren't we? What are they called again? Nyota, what are the mushroom people called again?
I don't know.
We just call them the mushroom people. They don't take much offense to it.
Never learned.
But I think the lady...
They're the fungoid.
Oh, not
Imagine.
that.
I think they called themselves that, but I'm not certain.
I just made that up, so I don't know.
The mushroom.
That makes sense to me.
I believed you for a second.
Oh, what did Daisy call them?
A fungoid.
Do not know.
No, Daisy was part of the Gilded Grove, right?
Yeah.
What were the mushroom people part of? Because they were helping.
They might be under their own principles, not really.
I'm gonna make a
part of the
wisdom
Gilded
check.
Grove.
See if I can remember.
A wisdom, you mean intelligence?
You heard him.
I'm gonna make a charisma check.
Are you trying to remember?
I want to make
This
a strength check
information?
to see if I can
Give
I'm
get
me
gonna make a
myself out of it.
constitution
Give me
Me
a history
personally.
check.
for
History
blood
check.
memory.
Bam!
ancestral blood memory.
12!
It's been a couple weeks. Still fresh though. It's better bones, children.
What happened?
They never.
Oh.
In the knowledge
The
that.
mushrooms are the bitter bones children?
Yeah, that's.
Yes.
But they never gave
Oh.
information into what race they were or anything. They just went by the alias as a whole.
They're just bitter bones, you know?
Oh.
I believe they refer to themselves as the bitter bones. I remember because it starts with the letter B.
Does sound right.
You
we
failed
don't know
one.
about what their
You failed
what
one.
they actually are. Just know they're mushrooms, and that's who they belong to.
I don't know, but they seem friendly enough. The only weird part is that they asked for scraps or leftovers from all of us. They little east of here, they made a little den for themselves. The land became more of a bog, really. From what I understand, they take our scraps, feed it to the earth, and a large mushroom. I don't know. They're doing something weird over there to the east. It's a little way out of town, but it's still noticeable. You can only tell by the smell of it. Very very musky, so to speak. Very very off-putting. Very raw.
Yeah, well, we owe a lot to them now. I suppose we should meet up with them and give thanks. We made a
Sounds
deal
like it.
with them a while ago after I left. We found them, and we talked a bit.
You made a deal with these things? Actually,
Not these ones.
where did you go? You all of you left, and she told me She was looking for you. And he points over to the Lefairy. She couldn't find you. Where did all of you go?
Hell.
The short story and the long story.
Please don't do that, Hayden. We went south to a little new settlement called Angelwood. We thought we might find the source of the nightmares there. And we kind of did.
South.
We found worse.
We dealt with it for now.
I can see.
We helped what were Daisy's people called again? The
Gilded Grove, the whole
Right.
place, all these druids and crazy people.
We
And
helped
that
them
note.
out, and they said they would help us, but they couldn't do it at the moment. I'm glad they came through on their deal.
Well, whatever you did, I think if that's the case, then a lot of people should be thanking all of you too. All of you, really. I feel weird though.
You feel weird? Like how?
Yeah, I don't know, it just... You can see he sits up. I can't describe it.
Is it
I-
bodily or mentally?
He looks at you and he gets a little scared of you. He just looks you up and down and just... I don't know how to place it, but... I have the need to swallow, but I can't. Not
That
not
could be a
li-
variety of
not
things.
not literally, but it doesn't go away.
I'm not sure.
It,
I'll ask them. I'll see if I can fix it.
well, and you, he looks over towards Aiden. You, all of you, really now. All of you look like you've seen hell. I don't know what you all did, but I can speak for me and at least her that I'm thankful.
Right.
Aletta, I need to talk to you privately, but in your absence those years ago, things are heating up. Things that you need to be aware of, but I'll talk to you in a more convenient moment.
Right. Okay.
And he gives you a look, and he eyes towards your shield. In actually, where's your symbol at directly, or is it
It's
in
on a
one?
necklace,
It's on a
which
neck.
you can see clearly because I took my armor off.
Yeah, he looks at your necklace, and he like looks down and looks at you, up at you. I think that some people might want to know about this, and he gives you a nod. As for the rest of you, if some of you need places to stay, I can't. Well, I only have enough for me and Aletta, but maybe other inns might take you. I could perhaps take one of you, maybe two.
That's all right. They don't want to impose. We're organizing somewhere for them.
I think a lot of us are trying to figure out what to do now. I'm not the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thought they were gonna die. And now that we didn't, and having accepted that, a lot of us are just trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
It's a weird feeling, and I think that's what that swallowing feeling is. I will say though that, and you can see this entire time you speaking this stern, somber, very mild tone, but he speaks up a little bit more lively. I will say though, it's not been all bad. Business here has been good. I hear that if you stay in one of the inns, if you can afford it, the White Wolf, and there's a local performance there. They've been really good. I've come in for every now and then. This one here, it doesn't speak, but I think they've been trying to tell me stuff. And then you can see the little fairy next to him just like sits on his head and just gives him a nod. Yeah, she seemed to, every night I caught her. Don't tell me you haven't. I know you've been sneaking out, and the little fairy just does a little twirl and just like sits on his head. I know you've been sneaking out. I might be old, but I know you've been sneaking out. This one over here has been fancying that in. So, if you're there for the night, maybe you'll get some entertainment out of it. All of you
I'm sure we'll give it
look
a
like
visit.
you've seen hell. Especially you. Are you... he looks directly towards Aiden. Are you okay?
Yes.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't happen to know that goblin, would you? He seemed like he had a liking for you. He told me about someone like...
An acquaintance, yes.
Well, he told me about himself, and he told me about you. He really likes you, from what I tell. He wouldn't stop talking about you and how he's finally made a friend. He fucking wouldn't stop talking for the most part.
Yeah, he was very talkative when I met him the first time. I'm glad he sees me as a friend.
All right. You can see he's like his uplight and lively attitude seems to be a little shaken at your behavior, and he just dies it back down a bit. But well, if you all need anything, if I can do something about it, maybe if she wants to. Looks towards Aletta, but me, I guess I'm in your debt, or those who saw me directly.
No, you're in no such thing. We all agreed to it. We all did what we needed to do, and we're all remarkably fine for the state of things.
I give him
I'm
a
glad to
thumbs
see
up.
the shop's doing well. It's at least doing well enough that you're letting your apprentice ruin swords outside.
Oh, fuck. Truth be told, he doesn't know this, but those swords I fucked up. I'm sure...
Excuse me?
No, this was when, I was beginning to feel down, right? It's been some time. Some of those, when I got out of bed, right? When you tucked me in, I tried to finish business, but I couldn't do it. Some of them I gave it to him, and I only think... I'm better off forging them down, scrapping what material left, but I figured that he might get some training out of it. He's a good kid. He wasn't roughly your age. He was about your age when he started. He is a little older, but...
And yet he still refuses to wear gloves.
Yeah, he's a hard kid. He won't listen to me. I tell him to wear gloves. He says no. It affects with his free thinking. I tell him to wear an anvil. He says no. He rather fuck off and dodge hot embers and coals. I don't know what to tell him. I can't. He's a tough nut. And at that point, I think I'm gonna crack. But he means well. He's
Okay.
If any of you, damn, and you can see, he gets up and he like looks at Aletta. He looks at your armor. He looks at all of your equipment. If any of you need repairs, truth be told, all of your stuff is worse wear and probably gonna end up breaking. And he looks over towards you, especially you, Aletta. What the hell is this? And you can see he looks at the burned off sides, the corroded and worn out sides of your armor. Oh God!
I believe that was acid.
Certainly something. It ate right through the metal. And you can see he takes one of his like gloved hands and it's a little hole. He pokes at it and a large chunk of metal just falls off. That won't do you too good.
It's not.
Mm. The rest of you, I can see you are wearing it. He looks towards you, Arthur. But if any of you need repairs, just let me know. I'll see what I can whip up.
I
But
do
more,
have a question, if I may.
go for it, kid.
I've seen that there's a forge around here. Would I be allowed to use it?
Never get between a man and his forge, but you know that goblin,
I
right?
understand if I cannot.
You know that goblin, right?
Somewhat.
If you can prove to me you can use it better than what the fuck he just did. Some of it's still my throat. And comically, a little bit of black smog comes out. If you can prove to me you're a little bit better than him, then sure. But I'll consider it. Yeah, I'll consider it. How long do you plan on using it for? I don't got too many orders, but occasionally I need to use it.
No more than a few hours.
A few hours. Yeah, that could work.
And at any point, if you need to use it, just tell me. I'll get out of the way.
Alright, that's fair enough to me.
Appreciate it.
What else? Well, I hope you can see he kind of gets up. Again, I think I can speak for all of us. We appreciate it. You can see he looks rather nervous. He seems a little off, a little shaky. All of you can tell he's just rather like shaky. Just looking at all of you, you can see there is a little bit of concern, a little bit of anxiety, because all of you, I would say at this point, regardless of your expressions or not necessarily expressions, but your equipment, it looks like, and it's very obvious that all of you have been through hell and back.
Literally an hour ago, we were fighting demons.
Yeah,
so.
and he's looking at all of you a little bit concerned for more than others.
Like,
he's like,
acid.
I am. Well, the coals are getting hot. I'm gonna get back at it. But again, if you need me, you boyo, I'll talk to you about it. Okay, I'll talk to you about it. But if any of you, my shop, I'm sure talk to my apprentice up front. He'll give you a little discount or whatever. We'll work something out. But again, welcome back. And he walks over to you and then he gives you a hug and he just hugs you dearly.
I'll hug him back.
He gives you like
I do look. It's more of along the lines of really in front of the party kind of look, but she returns the hug.
And he gives you like that like kiss on the forehead, like mwah, and he just hugs you a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
At least he isn't wearing lipstick.
All right, and you can see like he's got the gloves on and he's got a little bit of ash and soot on you, but it's not too deep that you can't wipe away. I'm gonna be in the back.
I've been in combat too soon to care about a little bit of ash.
I'm gonna get to the back, but I'm glad you.
I'll be back later to
my
talk.
My daughter's safe. Yep. Oh boy.
And don't overwork yourself just because you can work now.
We'll see about that. And the 1 and the 2 and it gets like the tenor for like the intro for like any jazz like and he goes back into it. And he 1, 2 until there is that regularly expected occasional swinging of a hammer against iron sort of thing. And then all of you are left inside the shop. And all of you, you can see a various assortment of items, and more interestingly to Aiden and Aletta, or anyone else who has proficiency in blacksmith's tools, some of the armor and the equipment are not made of the usual metals you might be expecting, whether it be steel or anything else. Some of this is rather foreign, some of this is rather new looking, and you get the feeling that some of this he didn't make, but he traded for, as some armors lined against these walls and some weapons lined up in this place are very extraordinary. As I will leave it to all of you. What's next, fellas?
That's the question.
This letter kind of stretches out on the stool. She's just like, okay, so maybe not everything's so bad. However, maybe we really should find somewhere to rest. I'm dead tired.
I agree.
We really haven't had a proper night's sleep in a while.
What about that place? That, the bitter bone fellow at the gate mentioned with that...
The foam trout, or trout foam, or whatever.
Yes, that place.
Yes,
there was also,
go there.
What was it? There was also a mention back at the White Wolf of a performance over there as well.
Yes, performance, but no sleep. We could visit, but, afterwards, I'm definitely going to sleep. Maybe a drink, though.
Just to, I guess, ease the mood a bit.
A little nightcap.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the
What
rest
are we
of the
ready
group.
for? Let's go. Everyone up.
Right. I'll make my way out.
Same.
Now,
Would I?
Yep. Go ahead, please.
Would I have anything to like cover the mask as best I can, like a hood or something?
I based on your clothing, and no.
Nah.
Wait, Jester, hear me out. A second mask.
You have.
I'm putting my original mask over the.
We'll strap.
I'm letting you know. You hear a little bit of a snapping as the band that covers the back of it just kind of elasticates, but even then everyone's staring at him. All of you, I would say, have gotten accustomed to the effects of the max, that little distress, that little unnerving feeling for all of you has whined, but even seeing him putting on this max, like snapping it on, attempt to like, come on, baby, come on. It's lingering, but it's still there. Just him having it alone is rather unsettling.
I don't care how foolish it looks. It's just like, trying to off-put it just as much as I can.
You can tell throughout the conversation, he was like looking at you, but like avoiding eye contact and primarily looking towards Aletta and the group at large.
Listen, I know you don't have to point it out, man.
I will say, as you put it on, you feel the mask shake. As there's enough wriggle room so that you can you move it, the mask shifts slightly to one side or the other. It's unsettled now. It's like best way I could describe it is a screw that needs to be tightened, but it's loose enough that, like the leg of a chair, for example, the leg of a chair on a screw, the chair can move freely, and it could perhaps snap off if you don't tighten it.
Yeah, I'm not tightening it.
And you, at this point, if you wanted to, I would just say, like, this is a thing you occasionally do. You just touch around. You can feel your entire face and the back of your head completely. You can feel the back of your head. And now, it seems to be suspended at this point around you. It's not touching you. It's not connecting your head at all. It's, at this point, levitating almost around you. But it doesn't seem to open.
I'm like a bobblehead, bro. What the fuck? He's making a clown out of me.
Yeah, basically.
Stop! You're gonna get me in trouble.
So, what's everyone doing? As all of you exit, you can see more people moving about, and I would say roughly it's around, God, you guys didn't even travel much. You guys, because of this, it's roughly midday, slowly waning down. Well, actually, correction, it's rapidly approaching as the sun.
So I believe no one contradicted it, so I believe plan is go to the White Wolf, get drunk, watch the performance, and then go to sleep.
And then, yes. Yeah. I second that.
I will also do something additional, probably before I get drunk, which is go buy some stuff. If I can.
Shopping
I think we go
montage.
through the market anyways.
Nah, no shopping
Oh, we're
montage.
shop-
We're gonna go through the market. We're gonna do this all in character. Besides, it's gonna be some NPCs, man. Come on now, no shopping montage.
Okay.
I respect it.
I'd get with you, but I feel like I'd offset. I'd unsettle the merchants.
I got you, boy. Don't worry.
I mean, yeah, if I saw the prisoner from Limgrave too, I'd be pretty scared.
I dab him up.
What happened to that guy?
All right.
That's it. I'm out in your secret.
He mentioned something about destiny in his dream.
All right.
Are you gonna sleep? I'm gonna pants you.
I will say that all of you make your way out. Aletta, you taking the lead, you being the native. You take a couple back routes out. People moving all around. It's the night slowly approaching, and I will say that as you move a little bit eastward, perhaps moving through the market or navigating towards the market, there is a sensation of trash. Nothing like the horrid smell that you recently encountered, but certainly noticeable. It's a small little bit of funk. And you would see more of these mushroom people piling up, more concentrated, right? And you can see each one of them is holding roughly old leftover scraps, whether it be, I don't know, the rancid bananas, rancid fruit or produce, rancid leftovers or anything. All of them seem to be gathering it in the large piles and moving outward. It's forming this little bit of like a collection line, each one handing it to the next one, to the next person over to them. But that is only a passing matter as you continue onwards and through the market, as we'll stop here for the moment. Kit,
What's up?
you guys are passing through the market.
Perfect. Let's see what I need. I am in the market for
There
Look at
is
that! Wow, look at that one.
tinker
those.
tools, carpenter tools, alchemist tools, alchemist supplies. I'm gonna be looking for that. So basically, tools of the of a trade in general.
all right. Give me a perception check.
Very well. 15.
Let me a second. What is this place? One second. Oh, you walk all around, you looking for any sorts of tools. The only thing you come across really is a small general store. And as you enter, it has all sorts of medicines, it has tools, some of which you are looking for, all sorts of elixirs, remedies, pieces of wood. This place seems to be just have a little bit of everything, but you see an older gentleman. It's like he greets you with an apathetic look, and he's like, huh? "Hello, need something?"
Hello. Yes, I do. I am looking for a couple of tools if you have any of those.
Oh, well, I got a little bit of everything.
You can see he gets back. He gets back from the back stall. He lifts it.
What do you have in mind?
Let's see. I am looking for some tinker's tools, perhaps some carpenter tools. Alchemist supplies would be great as well.
Well, let's see what we got.
And he like looks through stuff.
Well, I don't know much about alchemy, but maybe in another shop you'd be fine. Let's see here. Tinkerer's tool. I apologize. What else were you looking for? Alchemy, tinkering stuff. I think I
And carpentry.
Carpentry I have. All right, let's see.
Okay.
And you see he looks around a little bit.
There we go.
And you can see hidden behind a little bit of bits of wood, he slowly takes out a dusty kit, and you can see all sorts of like cobwebs on. He's like,
Don't mind. I'm sure you don't mind the webs. If you'll see a good set of tools when you see it.
and he opens it, and you see a collection of all sorts of various tools. You can see a couple knives. You can see a couple just woodwork, like the nails, all sorts of things.
Okay. And I mean, they look usable, right?
Oh yeah, they look usable. They look a little old, right? But they don't look like out of service or out of commission.
I can work with that. Yes, these look very good. I think I'll take them. These ones, those two, and that one right there.
Okay.
And you can see as he makes his way back to it, you can see this is like a roughly, not really old, a younger man. He's like long, wavy sort of hair, black eyes. He's like, his skin's kind of goldenish. He's tall, roughly like 5'11", a round face. He's got short and square beard. He's got a like, and as he like hobbles his way back, you can see like a large scar that seems to like pierce, like his like from the top of his right shoulder and downwards, and before it like disappears, past it somewhere in his clothing.
All right. Well, this will be all for you.
I believe so.
All right.
With these items, could I make my carpenter's tools and tinker's tools, you think? Or just carpentry?
Is this me for asking me or him?
Oh, that is you, the DM.
Me, the DM? This what you have is just mainly carpenter's tools. He doesn't. You see, he's looking around. He's looking for tinker's tools, but he doesn't seem to have it. Alchemy, this place doesn't seem to have it, but he does have a couple elixirs though.
Okay. I don't want any elixirs. I'm keep it up. $150.
Yeah.
I will take the tools to make my carpenter's tools though. So looking around, I'll be like, yeah, I'll take these.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, it'll cost you 9 gold, but you got any friends?
9 gold? That seems a bit steep.
Well, yeah. Well, my shop's a little. Not that it's any of your business, but my shop's a little old. I need to feed myself, really. But
Right.
not to mention, when the bridge kind of collapsed. Didn't really get. I'm still expecting a shipment. It is
That
a bit
is true. But surely you don't intend on giving me these overpriced tools, right? Especially in these forms of you know what? Never mind. Here's your gold.
He like looks at you and looks at the gold, and he's a little surprised.
Thank you. He
Mhm.
just like looks at you a little bit funny, and looks you up and down. You okay?
Perfectly fine. I think
Huh.
this is it.
If you're looking for if you're looking for what's it, Tinker's Tools? I got a buddy. Go down a couple stalls from me. Should have something what you need. What's his name? Forget his name. I think Oliver. I think he might have what you need.
Oliver, you say?
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
the old shop not too far from here.
Very well. I do have a question. I'm looking around here. I don't seem to see it, but would you have any gems or crystals? Especially something on the more expensive side?
God's no. But maybe Oliver. My business. I was a carpenter by trade. This business was a last ditch effort to keep it up. No, you're better off seeking Oliver. He might have more than what you need.
Understood. Oh, thank you for the business.
No problem. Come again.
Right. No. Step away.
You step away. There's the doo-doo-doo of a bell as you leave. And he just looks back. Everyone else, what are you? You see that Aiden walked into back into the market. And as everyone else is like slowly meandering their way through, Aiden, you can see another. Based on a vague description, you can see something that seems to catch your eye. You can see a large building. All of you really can see a large building, and it's called the Adept Tribute. And you can see it's got in general store and anything you might need written underneath it.
I'll kind of motion over to it and see if anyone else wants to take a look with me.
Aletta needs something, so she'll go with him.
What type of store is it?
General.
Get me
Anything
in
that
there.
you might need.
Vroom.
The motto is in general store and anything you might need. It's just another like fence post hanging underneath it.
That's their motto?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Got a pencil.
Forget the symbol
Alright,
I
I'm
made.
gonna walk inside.
Yeah, give me one.
Start. Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to give you the symbol. Cause hold on. I think I literally just made this like a diamond, or just some sort of diamond hanging out of it. Yeah.
Well, shit, hurry up.
Oh yeah. Pop off, I guess.
And all of you enter in. Let me change music.
I have a question about economy.
Economy.
Yeah. So, the prices of all the spells, are they all the same as in the normal game?
It's for that mechanically. Yeah, I'm not touching that at all. I'm not touching that at all.
Cool.
It is what it is.
That's all I needed to know.
Okay.
But in terms of
beds in the gun.
in terms of like mundane items, right? Like there might be like inflation, but you are at a merchant town. This place generally will be as like PHP, with the exception of like the merchant, right?
Sure.
F and chat for tools.
There's like certain areas on the map, like in it. The big thing of this campaign will be like scarcity, right? Dying empire sort of thing. Things might be overpriced, but right now this town, as it is, right, is merchant heavy. It's everything's gonna be
Take it or
standard.
leave it.
Yeah, unless you do talk to, you plead your case. Give me one second.
Policeman, I need some food.
Why can't I see the bottom?
Add a character, just to make sure I have
You
this
can't see the
right.
bottom.
I'm probably not going to be able to get much because I only have 5 gold and 9 silver.
You'd be surprised what you can buy.
I have to figure how much a fucking courier costs, man.
Ah, dude, I love the merchants.
1 second.
Just like me, for real.
This is Oliver, right?
Look at him chilling with his bow harp. Look at him chilling.
His barb.
Keyword.
Okay. Well, as all of you slowly make your way inside, you see this building is not quite as it seems. As you enter this one door, there seems to be a large, smaller market area. As it opens up, it is a cobbled path. You can see a group of people talking outside, and pushed back and a little pushed back and a little bit more behind these other buildings, where they kind of the edge of other buildings to the left or the right of you. You see this larger area, and you can see the presence of a 2-storied building, and right next to it you see a larger and more pronounced building. It's roughly 3 stories on itself, and you can see arrows above them saying to the left, the 2-story building, and to the right you can see it just says general goods and anything you might need. And you can see a couple group of individuals just having a meeting about some boy carrying a bottle of alcohol and running around with it. But all of you make your way, I'm assuming, to the general end, and here you can see
Scandal.
you can see the entrance to this place is very clean and very prestigious, cleaner than any of the buildings perhaps all of you've seen in the last couple days. It is lightly scented, and you could smell the very, very hint sense of vanilla. All around you can see it's only lit by candles, as torches are not here. The shadows that illuminate the place, and every item that is metallic seems to give off a unnaturalistic flare as light touches it and it reflects and meets your eyes. But in the very large room that this is, you see an older gentleman. Let me see if I can find his token again. Where is his token? Huh. This is gonna be a fucking trip. You see a old gentleman. He has roughly a longed beard, 2 blue eyes. He has a old cap and long flowing gray hair. A beard of of epic proportion, and he seems to be dressed in large robes. And you can see there's a tattoo on his head over an eye. And you don't all get this in game, but there is a distinct feeling of deja vu, as if you look in NPC chat, he looks like this.
Oh, hello, advisor.
Yeah.
As all of you enter in, there's the several sounds of a bell. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Hello. How are honored guests, customers?
Hello.
How can I help you this evening?
Doing great.
Good day. Just browsing, I suppose.
Well, take your time. I'm sure that I have a large sorts of collections that might be interested by the likes of all of you.
Excellent.
Okay. First things first. Out of character, I just want to know. I think I'm not proficient in it, but what are the tools that Mud used to sharpen our weapons with? Were those the blacksmith tools?
Yep.
Smith's tools.
Okay, I'm not proficient. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going over the PHP. Actually, I could just do that right now.
I know what I need, so I'm looking for cigarettes.
No.
I will say,
No.
in your pursuit of cigarettes, it is very obvious what he has. There's the average cigarettes, and as he sees you, perhaps browsing, he's like, "Oh dear, miss, are you going to get those?
That's what I was looking at, yes.
Might I gather your attention to something else? I offer such.
She looks at him through narrowed eyes, but okay, sure.
I get a look on people and I get an understanding of who they are and who they kind of would be. I think what suits you best is not those. Those are there for my normal customers. You seem a little bit different. So, might I pardon your attention towards these? And you can see he pulls behind he like extends his arm. He like bends it backwards, and from his cloak you can see he pulls out a large brown box, and you can see he pulls out several of them, in fact, and he opens them, and there's a click and click and click, and a new scent attracts all of your nostrils. It is fruity and it is pungent, but to best describe them, these are the most delicate and hand-rolled of cigars you see next to you, each one's giving off its own scent, each one unique. And if these are a little bit below your expectation, then perhaps you might find this interesting. As I was getting to that, you can see he pulls out from behind him a small chest, and you can see a large device that you're not familiar with, and you can see it seems to have several like tubes and straws bending out of it.
Wait. No way.
You're kidding me.
As essentially he's got a fucking hookah stand, and it looks like a shit ton of Cuban cigars, of varying complexity.
He's got a hookah, he's got the cigars, he's got cigarettes. What else is this man got? Yeah, dude's actually just trying to snake me, but like I'll allow it. I mean, they look nice and all, but I'm actually looking for something that'll be able to last me between long trips between cities.
Oh, trust me when I say, one good puff of these, and it'll. Let's just say this. It'll, and he offers you a cigar. I'd rather not describe them, but for you to experience it. Besides,
right.
you've been a little stressed. Perhaps this is a test of goodwill, show of good faith. And he extends you a cigarette.
I graciously accept. And I will accept it.
And might I give you a light? He snaps his fingers, and you can see a small bit of fire. And he mentions his fingertips towards yours.
She's taken aback a bit by that, but she offers it up. Yeah. Sure.
Pardon my Roy's friend. It is a part of the trade. I wouldn't be a good merchant if I didn't have a few tricks up my sleeve. And he lights your cigarette. Or he gives you a cigarette and a cigar. And he offers you it. And as you take a puff and exhale, perhaps, I wouldn't say, no one is native to smoking. Perhaps there's a cough. There's a little bit of rejection. But 2 strong puffs, and you're not even a centimeter down. There is this cool and sensation that is numbing. And from what you can tell, the sensation is alleviating. It's as if 1,000 pounds or more lifted off your back.
Oh.
And you get a slight minty aftertaste. It's fresh. It's welcoming.
He got menthol. Base, he got menthol, base. How much you want?
You can see clearly on Aletta's face that she approves.
And These are a bit more expensive, but I will hope that you realize that the effects are far more pungent than if you were to get a few of those.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you said they're a bit more expensive. How much is a bit?
Well, they're made by yours truly, and
Oh,
I sell these in sets, not individuals. I sell them in sets of 12, and each one would cost you roughly 6 silver. But most of my customers are rare and sparing, and you'd rather come back here roughly within a few months. Let's just say that cigar you just smoked will be in your system longer than you might expect, but it will not cause you any serious symptoms.
right.
Hey, so, question, Zoki.
Yep.
Just through being a because I have a serious weird thing. Would I know if he's trying to jip us? Have I heard any news of this?
Give me history, give me insight. Either one.
Yo, can I
I would
identify what
also
the
like
fuck
to
that shit is?
just to see if he's
Give
tripping
me
up as well.
give me history or investigation in that case.
Can I use not my herbalist tools?
If
Herbalist kit?
Sure.
Oh my
Identify?
god, Chester!
I were to use my one inspiration, can I keep the 28?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Identify plants by their smell. Alright, bet.
And you are, please describe again for me so I'm perfectly understanding what about this you're trying to figure out. If this is too good to be true, or if he's pulling a fast one on all of you. Is that what you're trying to figure out, basically?
One, if like he's being like completely honest or not, if he seems sketchy, right? If he's like, oh, there's like no side effects, you know, it's like you should have read the fine print type of shit, you know. Two, if I have heard it, like I'll roll a history if I have heard anything about this being an avid smoker. You know, honestly, though, thinking about it, all my characters do it, but I stand by it. But if I've heard anything,
I'm trying to get
Okay, you being a smoker, I'd give that history for free. In terms of your insight and your general perceptions of the man you see in front of you, he's not lying, and you being a smoker, there does come some inherent risks. Addiction is one that is costly, and it is one that will get at you, and the more you think about it, you haven't had a smoke in well over 2 weeks. Perhaps you would, and not being the forefront of your mind on only your survival, grantedly so, but in terms of him and what he's offering, he doesn't seem to be alleviating any information. He seems to be a generally good salesman. And I would say, coming from where you hail from in Elkenberg, there's a couple of people who try to do similar tactics, giving meager demonstrations of what they have to offer, as any good merchant should. And he's no different. He's just showing rather than telling. That's his tactic.
right.
And you are being proficient in a little bit of herbs. You are fascinated by the cacophony of what Aletta just inhaled, and perhaps taking some time to examine the insides of these cigars. You can't make out much, but you do know that there's something about them, some herbs you do not recognize, and you swear you see a glow and a twinkle as she just takes in a puff every now and then. And to you swear you see for but of moments small little bits of explosions, like miniature sprinklers, as if you will, slowly being exhaled. But it's from what you get, this seems to be some sort of herbs that you're familiar, but he's got some custom on the house stuff.
I'm only intrigued because it smells sweet with candy. I'm fiending for candy.
So as he's selling to Letta, I was just gonna say, well, you are a fine salesman and an excellent judge of character. I'll take 2 packs, and she'll take out a gold piece and 4 silver.
And you can see he just looks at it. Okay, thank you. And I hope that we might do business again. And then he just gives you 3 cartons, and he hands it over to you. I like to see that.
Cartons?
Or 3 cartons.
Let's go.
And I hope that I might have your business again, and I appreciate your compliment. We here at, well, the Adept Tribute like to pride ourselves that we are not only adept in the things we practice, but sometimes your patronage is the greatest tribute that we appreciate, and one that we truly wish to continue onwards. For the short and the foreseeable future.
How much would he says he sells them in sets of what, 12?
Sets of 12, and each one in the set, he sells them by set, and they each cost 6 silver pieces. Mud, when you smoke one of these cigars, any stress you feel, anything that might have caught your attention is alleviated immediately, and that you feel not the need, unless you so feel compelled to, not to smoke one of these for at least another week. These few puffs,
Wow.
you don't
This is gonna
need
last me a while.
feel the need to do it at all. Mind
Okay,
you,
sweet.
like, any initial stress you had was gone, but now it's just like, and if any other stress you were to feel in the future, you might have an easier time dealing with it. As mechanically, I have, like, it would clears off stuff in the past and it'll do stuff in the future. Again, stress system, I would get to work with you and let you know what these specifically do. I'm still coming up with the idea, right? But that's what you have. So you have a total of 36 of them. And you can...
Yep.
And if you were to write them down, write them as Oliver's classic rolls.
Oliver's, okay.
See, we trying to reach for the one that you're already smoking already.
Oh, my friend.
You can reach it?
You can have your own. And you can see he snaps his fingers and there's a bit of a light and he hands it to you.
What are the...
I don't think you should be here, small one, but we all have our curiosity.
Is this...
And he gives you
Is this... Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
How... Are we sure... We... Never mind.
It's not that
Something
problem,
troubling
Justin.
you, friend? And he looks at you. He looks at you straight-faced.
Something's up with him. There is something odd about him. There's no person that's gonna look at me straight faced.
Nah, I think you're crazy, Beast.
The mask, bro.
Or he's so desensitized that it doesn't matter.
He's gonna be a villain. He's like,
Yeah, I'm a cop.
Zach's gonna be like, oh yeah, you remember? You remember when I had the NPC so you vaped? He's back again.
Go to space prison.
How much
The moon.
I get it.
would a set of like? Okay. So is the set the cigars or is it the hookah thing?
He haven't mentioned the hookah thing. The set for the cigars is 6 silver, and you get 12 of them.
Okay, so I want a 12 pack of them. I want the hookah thing.
You gotta talk to him in character, man. Come on. I'm not skipping this. We're gonna roleplay all this out. We're gonna roleplay all this out, man.
Counter.
I put a lot of work into this guy of all NPCs.
Oh, also Zarky?
Yeah.
Just for you, Divine Sense.
Looking around, you get nothing.
Excellent. That's just what I like to hear.
Just for you. You can't detect.
Nah.
Are you sure you want to do that, Spooky?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to slide a piece of gold in the counter to get a pack.
Alright, Zarky, just for you. This is a robbery!
No!
Get him!
Sparky! No.
Get it! Jumps at him.
You can see he picks up his own miniature little pipe and he's like, and you can see as he like exhales the very smoke that seems to be enveloping around him. The little cloud seems to be taking shape and forming miniature bears before they utterly dissipate.
Elena's gonna like look at that and then look at her cigarette and then look at it again and she's gonna try and do it.
And you just sit there for a moment and you just, what is the
There's literally no way, bro.
What are you
There's
thinking
literally
of?
no way.
What do you
She's
want to
just gonna-
conjure?
I don't know, maybe she wants to conjure a it's like simple. Let's just say like a little person.
You just
A little Yoda, let's say.
what first comes out is you not being really proficient in this. It takes you a little bit. What first comes out is the hat, and followed by you see a small person, and you can see comically as if this hat's floating off in the wind as it slowly dissipates. A small person reaching up towards the hat as it slowly fades away and slowly dissipates. As mechanically, I forgot to mention this again. I don't know the rigmarole on these, right? But these cigars mechanically count as the item known as Pipe of Smoke Monsters.
Oh wow.
These are consumable, and once you use it, the effect, they're gone. But that's what each one of these cigars count as. And I'll like
I
drag
was just stunned that it worked.
I'm still trying. I'm on my tippy toes. Still trying.
Here you go. He lit one. He's extended one. You should take it before it shorts itself out.
Yoink.
And he gives you one.
Oh no.
Proceeds to die.
Yeah, no.
It's like that meme where it goes,
Exhale.
lemon.
You can see he sucks in and blows out a small little smoke hand, and it touches your chest, Nyoita, and he says, "Exhale, little one. Don't keep it in. Release it.
I am sorry, little one.
Release it."
I'm doing so.
And just so it comes out. And likewise, any shapes you imagine, or anything, any tricks or any spectacles you think of, comes out. I will say that this, in my latent years, I think this is one of my greatest creations, and I will say a word of advice to you, ma'am, and maybe this might not dissuade you. The feelings you feel while using these, they are meant to be enjoyed and cannot be used in excess. To do so would create its own side effects, one that I believe you might understand are a little bit harmful. This is more of a leisure thing. Keep that in mind. Something to savor after, or to enjoy after a long moment of stress. That goes for you, little one. You, man with the stout armor, bearing the symbol of a heart, how might I help you? You shaking his head no?
Huh? What?
He's like he asked how he can help you.
Oh, he has Arthur?
Yeah, he's like you with the
Oh.
stout armor and the symbol of the hawk on your chest. How might I help you?
Oh, sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to bees. My bad. In short, in the meantime, in the background, Arthur seems to have this bundle of shit in his hands, and he's just kind of walking up to the counter, and he says, yes, my good man, I believe I found some wares in your shop, and I
was wondering if I could get a price on these.
All right. The whole shop is up.
Player's handbook. I made a gross cost before inflation. Basically, I wanted to buy manacles, cooking utensils, 4 sets of rations, and 5 torches because that's all I can afford safely.
And you're like, I'm assuming you're like, you have these. Again, his shop is like so open ended. You could like take this if you wanted to. He's just in the very back. Like this is a very long aisled shop, and all business on his racks.
He'll fucking know.
No, he'll know. No, that third eye's got me thinking. But again, gross cost before inflation, I estimated 5 gold and 1 silver. So if you want to count into any,
don't worry about the price. Don't worry about the price. That's my job. That's my job. That's my job.
okay. Zorky, I'm a business major.
You're the business major, but I'm the DM. You role playing, right?
It's my game, my rule.
That's
DM's discretion. DM's discretion.
That's my job.
He's putting his foot down, guys. Watch out.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Let's not get serious here.
Go far in the mic.
You shit your pants again.
Dude, that one was wet. That one was wet. That one got my stomach grumbling. Shit. God damn.
Hey, if I get a RP buying my bait, bro, in game and out of game, you do too.
Everyone's role playing this shit, bro. I worked too much hard on this fucking guy.
Hey, this guy got crystals.
What type?
He got gems.
What kind of crystals?
Open your. Open your.
Give me an investigation check.
Open your.
But what if I was so smart that I just had this quick thought in my head about where they could be?
Go for it.
We're told.
Investigation. 21.
You look around and you see of the various items in this shop, some mundane and some more precious, even at a silvery glance. You do see that, despite his relaxed posture, behind him and behind where he sits at his desk, his little thing, whatever. I don't know what it's called. The fucking checkout desk. Let's say counter. At his counter. Thank you. You see several gems.
I fuck it up sometimes.
Hey man, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not that good.
Nah, I fuck it up all the time. Don't worry, man.
Behind his counter, you see all behind him, lining his mini shelves above him, several gems, some that glimmer and shine behind him.
So when you said for like for example, for spells that need a certain component, if the component cost is 100 gold, it's still 100 gold.
Yeah.
Okay, that's horrible.
I'm not changing
Isn't it
certain
like
things.
200 silver is 1 gold?
Yeah.
No, 100 silver is 1 gold.
Can you do something for me?
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't change that. Let me check. Fucking gold conversion. I think it's 10
For sure.
actually.
For sure you said like in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you said it was 100.
That's why.
Yeah, because I bought
shit.
Yeah.
I bought so many things of like food. It was 2 silver per, and I bought 50 of them for a gold piece.
Is it a retcon of like the money system?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. We're gonna keep it the way it is. It's 100. It's 100. It's 100. It's 100.
Hmm?
The only thing. How do you do it? Do I even know? Let me check my own notes. Hold on.
He said no changes to economy, so I'm assuming 10 gold, 10 silver to a gold.
It's not what it was told before.
Yeah, but
Oh.
now that's what he said today.
Can you do something for me?
I'm trying to do something for you. Hold up. I'm trying to figure out some shit. I think I'm having a fucking brain fart. Yeah. And you bought like 50 something rations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have it here. Yep, my bad.
That's why whenever that guy said that the carpenter tools cost 9 gold, I almost attacked him.
Yeah, see, I
Oh,
forgot.
9 gold.
I forgot. But that works out anyways. You don't want to buy shit from him. Trust me.
Baze, if I asked you to help me beat up a guy like in real life, would you do it for me?
So the equivalent is
Like
you
what?
have with your gold
yeah.
cat. Each one's like a silver. So like you're
I
good.
got
you're
a
good, you're
little,
good.
I got a tiny bit, but it's nothing. I got
I got a
nothing.
gun.
What was that, sorry?
I know, bro.
Each gold's 100. So don't worry about it. Don't worry
Sorry.
about it. Don't
Yeah,
worry
my
about it.
bad.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, but the spell component is still the same.
Yeah, that's still the same.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'll go up to the counter. Hello? Excuse me.
Guys, how can I help you, my estranged friend?
I'm looking for a crystal or a gem. One that should be quite costly, at around 100 gold. Any crystal, any gem would work as long as it is about that much.
His eyebrows like kind of raise. To what do I owe the pleasure of one with an exquisite taste such as yours? Are you a mere collector?
Crafter. I need it to build things. And some of the things that I need to build require very expensive materials, unfortunately.
In his face, he's like, wait a second. You wouldn't happen to know a goblin, would you? Two prosthetic arms.
I am
a
an
crafter.
acquaintance of his, and I show my prosthetic arm.
Ah. I see. That makes sense. So, and then you can see he goes behind him. He goes to the back really fast. He pulls up a elongated ladder and it just extends several feet and it seems to roll with him on it still. Now, a gem of that kind. Quite the oddity. Are you sure you're
Indeed.
just a crafter? In my day, I've met a meager bit of people who tinker, such as you. Craftsmen of their own right, but I believe what I think the item you're looking for. And he comes down and he has a small little wooden case. It's quite peculiar. And he opens it and you can see there's a small ruby on it. And there you can see inside there's a small ruby and there's a velvet pillow that's like underneath it.
Oh, I see.
I believe this should fit.
That looks like it. So would you be willing to part ways with that for 100 gold?
Tell me, what's from one crafter to another? What is your purpose for your creations? Everyone has a reason why they might tinker or might pick up this hobby, but from the likes of what I heard from your associated and troubled fellow, your goblin, as he introduced himself to be, he is disturbed. He does it not because of his own free accord, but of memory of those he lost. What say you?
I seek only the technological advancement of my own self. Nothing more, nothing less.
Give me a persuasion check, cat.
Vision check. A 7? Let's reroll that once. And if the gods will it, it will be better.
I'll give you one, man. You really need this.
I don't think I'm gonna roll higher than that though.
You never know.
You sure? I might just,
Yeah.
because you could just fuck me over. Sure. No. Sure. Look at that. There you go.
17. Ha. Your own advancement, as it were, right? Is that right?
Yes. Correct. As you can see, although they may seem very advanced, I do wish to further my studies in what I make, so I can provide myself with the same sort of comfort I had before I lost some of my limbs.
There's a moment where he looks at you deeply, and then you can see he picks up a small pair of spectacles, glasses, and he puts them on his face. And he gives you a warm smile. You know, friend, have you ever heard of the sensation where you see the same people? Something about the lines that you can see the same pair of eyes in multiple people.
I am not familiar with that now.
Oh, it's an old saying. Perhaps older than all of you, and as you can tell, I'm a relic from an old time. I had a friend who had a similar mentality and a similar mindset, but he's shortly no longer with us. So, as a familiar face and a friendly bit of advice, be wary of your advancement, son. For as far as you advance, there's certainly something you would miss. But that is something extra, something only for you to think about. As I'm in good spirits and I'm in good mood, your friend over there, I believe she will thoroughly enjoy her purchase. So I can sell this to you for roughly 80 gold pieces.
That would be much appreciated.
A young mind such as yourself should not be held back by the amount of coinage he has. You should be free to explore your adventures and inventions as much as you'd like. And then he slides you the box. And he waits for payment.
I give him the 80 gold.
He takes it.
Thank you very much.
Now, how might I be able to help all of you further? Clearly, all of you walked into my shop for a reason. And I would like no greater honor than to serve you in the ways I best think fit.
I awkwardly sit there after having waited 20 minutes.
I am sorry, friend. You need to make yourself more vocal. My eyes are not quite what they used to be, but my hearing has grown even sharper.
That is fine, my good man. I do not want to intrude on such business. Yes, I would like to get these items. Precisely.
Some torches. He looks at the manacle and he picks it up. Is this for you? Something personal?
Hmm?
He looks at the manacle.
No, I'm, no. I don't
Something
know.
for the missus at home, I suppose.
You see, he chuckles a bit.
He gives you a light smile.
No, that was a long time ago.
I see, but despite your age, friend, the frolics and the desires of the flesh care not of that. They only wish to be free. He looks at...
He just doesn't say anything. He gives a nod. Just, yeah. Essentially, out of character, if you read what manacles do, they're fucking insane.
Yeah, I know. That's why
They're cracked.
that's why he asked you. So you wanted manacles, 5 torches, and what else? Cooking supplies, I believe.
Cooking utensils and 4 rations, and if they're cheap, because Arthur was planning on making everybody a Westlux meal, spices and or seasonings. Although that doesn't have to be the case if they're too expensive. I'm budgeting. I learned this going to Walmart and Kroger countless times.
So let me get this right. Manacles, 5 torches, cooking cooking utensils, four rations, and spices.
Yeah.
And for the spices, give me an investigation check, please.
Okay. I'll use guidance. Trying to see if I can save up enough money as well for maybe if we have to pay for something at the end. 20.
20.
Straight. Not too bad.
This man is not quite as he seems, or as well as his various items. Looking around, you can see that some of them come from foreign lands that you're not quite familiar with. And most interestingly enough, you can see that he does, in fact, have spices. But right next to it, you can see items next to it are foreign. Not but simple spices such as, I don't know, salt, pepper, paprika. You see all sorts of assorted seasonings that can be found from the west, from beyond the Great Blockade. And he seems to have them in surplus. Seasonings that you yourself not quite are familiar with, but have perhaps overheard conversations of members of the Hawks enjoying meals seasoned with such spices.
Oh, dude. Dude. Oh, man. If I could make curry...
You can make curry. He has all sorts of stuff.
No, level 20? Okay. I'll definitely grab some spices. Take a look at him.
He doesn't really... The best way I could describe it is he doesn't really sell them in, like, bulk, but in small miniature kits. And you can see he just has it labeled assorted spices from let me open it. Assorted spices from a land beyond the sands. And each one is roughly 5 silver.
Oh, you better believe I'm gonna be making shit up
and this
about cooking.
And this is like 6 pounds of seasoning. I want you to understand. That's a lot. Woo! Each parcel is 6 pounds.
So, bro, I'm gonna be honest. If like after this, I think based on the estimated price, I'm only gonna have like 8 silver left. I don't have that much money. He's looking at his gold or his silver and gold. He's kind of nervous, but he'll take one and he'll bring it up to the counter and place it down and just kind of spread everything out for him to take a look at and give a rough estimate.
All right, friend. I have a total in mind. But he looks you up and down. You seem to be, or at least in comparison to your other friends here, seem to be a little bit more advanced in your years. Could I say that?
Advanced in the what?
In your years.
And he gives he's gonna like look at him and he's gonna give a nod and he's gonna use his ability Heart of Darkness.
Oh.
And he's just gonna give him like that 1,000-yard stare and just nod.
You look into the eyes of a man who has seen hundreds, if not thousands, of stressful encounter situations, ones that make almost your current happenstance trivial. But despite this long-winded look, he seems to be calm. He has overcame this, whether it be the use of his own independent creations, one that Aletta is currently enjoying, or he seems to be, at the very least, gotten past it through sheer will of alone. You are looking at the man who has seen war, seen adversity, seen all sorts of problems, trials, and tribulations. Not only bounced back, but he has seemingly conquered over them. And now he seeks peace. He is now sitting alone in his own domain, in a world of ruin and destruction, one in which fires claim the lands, plague and disease. He alone sits, unfazed, undisturbed by it, but merely stoic.
Yep. Okay, interesting. I'll keep that in mind. But also, again, just to reiterate, he'll also like he can also like when you do it, the other people can also look at you as well. So that's why I just wanted to switch it. Like, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And he just gives a nod. Like he gives him like a somewhat of an understanding nod. I mean, he's older than he is, like way older, but still.
Yeah. You get the idea that you're looking at a grizzled man, but perhaps someone you want to look up towards or strive to, because he's just chilling.
Sure.
He's went through war and back, and he's seemingly overcame it. And now he writes a response. And this was like him asking about, like, you seem to be advancing your years, right?
Yeah.
To which
yes, I Oh, go
no,
ahead.
no, I was just saying to which you respond, you know.
Oh, okay. He said he was going to speak up and say, "Yes, I am. I used to be a part of a group called the Splintered Hawks near." He stops and thinks for a moment. Fallowloft. Not anymore.
He takes one long exhale. You dabbled in a group shepherded by one of the princes. Interesting. Though I hope you not find yourself to be taking any oath or creed towards them. Tell me, Arthur, was it not? He just looks you up and down.
He knows? I didn't say anything. Oh no.
He's just looking you up and down. He's whispering response.
And he just kind of raises an eyebrow and he says, "Yes, that is my name. Lucky guess."
Give me an insight check real fast. I have met many people like you in my lifetime, and you wouldn't be the first. With my age, I've seen a lot, and, well, I'm perceptive of more things others can't quite see, as I will need that insight check.
That's at that moment. 20.
In the same way that you were attempting to pierce through and analyze him, through some unearthly reason, you get the sensation that he was doing the exact same thing directly towards you. And only that you get a uneasy feeling that he, in your mental, I would call it this mental prowess, the little gaze for information, piercing his defensives and trying to figure out what sort of life he once lived, he did the same thing towards you. The only exception is he ransacked your mental castle. He absolutely conquered your palace, where you might keep your memories hidden away or repressed. And you get the lurking feeling that he knows a little bit more than you might think.
As a salesperson should, bro. They told me the exact same thing in Business 101.
You can't quite deduce it if it's his advanced age, perhaps the same experience, you going through similar experiences, but he's deduced a lot about you. So, Arthur was Lux of the Splintered Hawks. I've seen your face. You seem to have gone through much. All of you, really. And I will say this. If you can tell me a story, then perhaps I might enjoy lowering your price. From what I can tell, you do not have much coinage to begin with, but I'd hate not to make use of a wonderful opportunity to start a ever-flowing amount of business between your party and mine.
You see, he kind of chuckles a bit. He says, "Well, I suppose that depends on what kind of story you'd want. A good one? A bad one?
Any story that
Trivial one?"
you'd be willing to tell. But be brief. I do have other customers, and I respect their businesses so much that I respect yours. Any story, really.
All right, sure. I'll give you a bit of a story about. He stops and thinks for a minute. One of my old friends in the Hawks. And then he kind of takes a moment. He takes his crowned helmet and he puts it on the counter, and he just kind of leans in a little bit. Not too much because he's really big and he doesn't want to break the counter. But he just kind of leans in and he clears his throat. I once knew a man in the Splintered Hawks. His name escapes me at this time, but he was a rather peculiar man. He was one of the those priestly types, the faithful. As you know, someone along the lines of the fair lady over there, and he motions over to a letter.
Aletta waves.
And he waves back. He was a rather impressive man, I might say. Very charismatic. He had leadership. He was important to all of us. We all looked up to him. He was alongside us every fight, as if he were a soldier much like we were. In short, he was a man who came from nothing, much like myself. He didn't have anything, little friends, little family, but he had devotion. He had dreams, and despite everything being against him, he kept going, until he eventually worked his way to becoming a knight itself. I met him in the heat of battle. A while ago, fighting the rebellion in Fallowloft. I was on the front lines. He saw my skill, and my brother's skill, and asked if we were interested in joining in. I said yes, because I was desperate, but he knew I would say yes regardless because he picked the right man. We went on for many years, and kept fighting. I learned more about him. He was impressive. Good with the sword, good with his word. But I find it tragic that despite all of this, despite working his way up and gaining everything, the one man that betrayed him and killed him was the man that he loved the most. And that was his brother, who stuck a dagger in his back.
How often is that a person in these lands might suffer ill-deserved fate? Themes such as brother versus brother seem fairly common in these lands, but I find more personal to you. More personal indeed. I've enjoyed your story quite so much. So, in exchange, I will lower the price to roughly 2 gold.
How much? You cut up.
2 gold.
And he gives a nod, and he's going to reach into his pouch, and he's going to pull out 3 gold. He's going to hand him one, and he says, "Keep the rest. It's good business."
Much obliged, friend. And he hands you your items. My quieter friend, you with the mask, you've been awfully quiet. How might I serve your needs?
Right. I would like a complete set of the cigars. One set of the regular cigarettes, and we'll talk about the What did he call it?
He didn't call it anything. He just set it up.
And something of this. What is it? What does it look like again?
It's just a hookah, man. It's like a long hookah stand. It's like comically long. It's like 6 feet long, and the straws are like a foot on their own. Much louder. Like I want you to imagine, like, you know how the little circle at the end, like the little straw, like the disposable straw. I want you to imagine a $50 in terms of diameter. A $50 versus like not even, they're not even a fucking penny for the in real life. This is just like $50.
Aiden, get ready to make a smaller version of it. Yeah, right. I would look to acquiring one of those. I'm pointing towards the device.
Oh, this device, friend. But if you plan on traveling far, I wouldn't advise keeping it. It's more of a sedentary piece. One might come home and enjoy a moment of respite and find solace and comfort in smoke.
I don't. I will get it sorted. Don't.
Of course you will. You are the customer after all, and I suppose you always know what's right. But just a word of caution, friend. I will say, for a pack of simple cigarettes and my own choice cigars, I would run you 9 silver. However, if you were to perhaps be interested in this, it is currently under auction, and I show this to you just to incite a little bit of competition from other bidders. Currently tonight, the auction will close, and currently this is rating in at roughly 5 gold pieces.
8.
8. You wish to put up your own bargain for 8?
Right.
Interesting. Well, I'm afraid if you can come by at a moment later, when the auction truly concludes or reaches its end, you might get a moment to purchase it for your own. And trust me, Miss... What's your name, Miss? Looking over towards Aletta. What?
Her name is
Aletta.
Aletta. Miss Aletta. If you can enjoy, let's just say if you enjoy your experience, if your friend over here were to acquire this device, picture all that you experience now, but in a greater aptitude. One that might last you far longer than what you are currently experiencing. But it is more addictive.
Well, I wish him luck then.
You can see he takes the large like hookah stand and he puts it slightly aside, and you can see he puts a little case over it and like boom, a little bit of glass around it. I do wish to see your face, and should you return, I'd be happy to see you gamble. Or perhaps that you might be able to take it home and enjoy it.
Right.
But currently your total would be 9 silver, if you can muster it.
Oh, like I don't like how he talks to me, to be honest.
What's the problem, big boy? You got a problem.
I'm gonna hand him a gold piece.
You can see he just hands you back your dude's change. Your attempts to.
Attempts to. And it was a...
Yeah, it's like 100, so.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure. So that would be 91. Okay. Okay. And if up to your knowledge, is there any place I could look to looking at my ragtag suit? A new set of
You are in the needs of a tailor, friend?
hero. Right.
Then seek none further. Melinda, come in, please, dear.
Good God, what is this guy? This is like Walmart.
And you, it's in the and in
It's
the
called
back.
the general store.
Yeah, general does not mean everything.
Save some
Yes, it
time.
does.
Remember how it says in general store and anything you might need. Well, this is anything you might need.
And also, since I doubt you would have this, but would you have any information of? Shut up, guys, man. Let me be happy, bro. When I think of general store, I think of like general goods, not like
Go to the general and save some time.
like you can go to a general store and it won't have a fucking tailor in it.
Yeah, it would.
It would not.
Yeah, it would.
Sometimes.
Melinda.
Clearly, you've never
Um,
been to my store.
And I'm not sure if you. Honestly, I'd be really shocked if you would have a way of getting something like this, but a place of residence too.
Well, the residency is shortly only a mere ways away, but it's outside.
Thanks, God.
But if you are, God fucking damn it, repeat it again, please. Fucking hell, I'm reading chat. God fucking damn, holy shit.
Repeat what?
Your request again.
A place of fuck.
Respite.
Yeah, someplace I can tell, like a place to rent. It'd be a shack. I just need my own space for right now.
If you go outside, past the, I believe, dwelling members congregating outside our place of business, you might see the inn.
You're cutting in and out.
What is the... Okay. If you were to go outside and perhaps move past the members dwelling outside our place of business, you might see the end, as ordained by the signs outside. Melinda, come in, dear. A gentleman needs your services. Give me a
I
second.
did. I thought he was gonna be like, oh yeah, like I sell titles to homes as
Give me
well.
1 second. My headset cut out. 1 second.
Yeah, I have a farm in the backyard.
Yeah, I'm renting it right now. Like, I'm in like somebody just moved out actually.
If you want to go to the basement, there's a guard barracks there.
You see this woman with long flowing hair. She has very loose bits of clothing. She has this long necklace of sorts that seems to be jeweled with like a chain. And you can see that she has long flowing hair, beautiful skin, and beautiful brown eyes as she looks something like this. If you look in NPC's chat,
I'm looking, but I don't see it.
Shut up.
there you go.
I can't
Jester,
believe I cannot
ooh.
believe that Sarky added Melinda Gates into the game.
No.
Jester, ooh, homie.
Hi.
Damn.
I heard my services were required, my lord.
It pans over to the door and you can see the whole party like looking like from a door frame, like one over the other.
Yes, dear.
I
It seems
lied, motherfucker.
it would seem that we have a guest who might need your services rendered. Of course. And she like walks over towards you, Jester, and she looks you up, eye and down. And despite your mask, he just looks you up and down as if you were some other customer, paying you no attention of your appearance.
Yeah, these people don't sit right with me, bro. Like, there's something odd about them.
Well, no, duh.
I think slavery.
No shit.
I'm
No!
tempted, but I'm not
I
trying
said
to
it.
get like stabbed through the fucking chest.
Well, actually, I'm gonna. Right.
You have seen a many great battles, friend. And what has become of you?
I'm alive. That's as far as it matters, really. I was just looking to acquire something more befitting to wear.
Something
Then
perhaps more sturdy. Something that might last you longer than these
right.
robes. She looks you up and down. Do not be disturbed, and do not plight, friend. This place, and she opens her hands wider, and she looks all around all of you, scanning the room at large, has many services that it might be able to offer you, and I am just a mere extension of that. And she, if you do not mind, friend, I would like to make a few adjustments, and perhaps I would, if you'd let me, be given a chance to take your measurements.
By all means. You just
She,
whatever you need to do.
you can see she goes back to the back, takes out a measuring tape, and you can see she shortly returns. Her hands are very soft, very cold at the same time, and you can feel them. And as she like slightly touches your body, and she slowly moves up and measures your torso, your wingspan. She measures you from head to foot, and she measures up close around your neck, and you can feel like her cold hands there for a second. Would you like an extended collar, or would you want me to perhaps make something that compensates for this?
She's talking about the mask.
Yeah, she's talking about the mask directly.
Yeah. Because just to do the compensate for anything, I swear.
It would be hard to properly dress you, considering that tool. Would you like me to assist you with it for a moment?
What now?
You can see that very lightly, Jester, this woman takes hold of your mask, and it levitates upwards only a little bit. It doesn't quite come off, right? But you feel it slowly slipping out. And then you can see she just measures you head to toe. Be careful, friend. You have early signs of an infection. You might want to get that looked at.
An infection? Where in particular?
Around your neck. What the fuck? Yeah. What the fuck? It appears that you haven't taken proper care of yourself, but don't be alarmed. As you can see, she just like only a few moments of washing and tender care. It'll be gone within a few moments. And then you can see as the moment she lets go, you feel this this latching sensation again.
There's something going on. These people know something, and I am uncomfortable with what they know.
So, friend, in order to make your dress be properly handled, what colors would you prefer? I only need a moment to understand what you truly desire, so that it might be made a reality. I get your current clothing is in disrepair, and sadly as it seems, I cannot do something with it.
They were more for show than anything, honestly. I got them ages ago, it feels like now, near Elkinburn.
I see. Well, perhaps if you were to visit there shortly afterwards of your leaving here, you might find them. But if you give me a few moments, perhaps I could repair what you are wearing. Maybe. And if you would like further clothing, what would it be like? How would your body move while wearing it? Would it be snug?
Would it be free as the air all around us? Would it be cold? Would it be...
I would rather it be tight, but not constraining, but also maybe not necessarily standoutish, but also not bland.
Not flamboyant, not eloquent, but not lackluster either. What you seek is a second skin, one that is not constrictive, but while wearing it, it's as if it's not there. Is that not?
Correct, yes.
So be it. But this will only take me a few moments of time. If coloration is not important to you, then perhaps I could get this done quicker. If you have any specifics, please
Not necessarily, no.
Something similar to what you are currently wearing, yes?
Preferably, but not required.
I see. I will say... Oliver. Yes, dear. Considering my services have not been required for some time now, might I extend him our warmest of hospitalities? And Oliver sits there for a moment and he takes a long inhale. That is typically reserved for our customers that have seen us longer. That is entirely up to you, but ensure that your business entirely entails to the clothing. I see. She looks you up and down. She gives you a little smile. I will be back, and if you want your clothing to be handled as it were, I shall not remove them unless you want me to. And she tries to get your hand. Just like lead you somewhere.
I'm letting her lead me, bro.
And you are led towards the back. And as you are led towards the back, you see several people waiting on a bench. Several people, several occupations you perhaps might assume. And a long corridor as